Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome. I'm Tawanda Shaw, and I'm here to challenge you to reimagine education. Let's reimagine schools as places where all students are learning, and the data show that they are learning. We are in a moral crisis in education. Just yesterday, report was issued that states that Alabama's $90 million TEAMS program for recruiting math and science teachers by offering really unproven teachers as much as $25,000 in additional salary to teach in Alabama. The report says that the program was hastily put in place with no measurable set of goals for evaluating the process, no data on the number of math and science teachers in Alabama before the program was put in place, no data. So, how will they know if the program achieved its goal of increasing the number of teachers if they don't know how many teachers they started with in the first place? We can do better. We have to do better. The study I'm talking to you about today is an attempt to begin to do better by beginning to gather evidence based practices for teaching Black students as well as other marginalized students. Reading scores for students at my school have been stubbornly low for some time, despite daily reading interventions to address these significant reading deficits. But clearly, the evidence suggests or shows that things need to be done differently. Results from the STAR Reading Assessment in January 2023 found that 68%, you can see it on the graph here, 68% of fifth graders were not proficient in reading. That left a 32% proficiency rate. Clearly, again, there are problems. The low proficiency rate is one problem, but there's also another problem. And the other problem is the shortage of research studies targeting Black students that examine what reading activities best assist teachers in teaching these students reading skills. Even the well-known education researcher, she's a Illinois State University professor, and her name is Courtney Hatton. She's contributed much of the science of reading research, and she thinks that the time may have come to conduct more education research targeting Black students. This study is an effort to begin that process. What the study examined is one of the reading strategies that was studied in the science of reading research. Is considered a best practice, and that strategy is known as activate prior knowledge. Activate prior knowledge reading strategy. So the study looked at this strategy and how effective it is in teaching Black students reading, improving Black students' reading skills. The study was conducted in April of 2023. Fifth grade students were placed in their classes by random sample. 56 fifth grade students at a mostly Black elementary school participated in the study. One ELL student participated. All the students were aged 9 to 10 from low-income families. The study used a post-test only design, and we chose that design because we wanted to minimize student test fatigue because the test did take place at the end of the school year. The study was conducted by a fifth grade teacher who was randomly selected. Procedures. The 3 fifth grade classes were divided into 2 groups. The treatment group was one class, and the non-treatment group was made up of the 2 other classes. During the 4-week study, the treatment group was taught to activate prior knowledge using higher order thinking skills and to make connections between their experience and the text. The non-treatment groups were given no instruction in activate prior knowledge. At the end of the study, all the students took the STAR reading test again. And the results. The results of the study showed no change in reading proficiency for students in the treatment group. 5 students in the treatment group were proficient before they got the treatment, and after they got the treatment, 6 students were proficient. You can see the chart here. Again, 68% not proficient, and holding steady at 32% proficient. Here are the results. You can see the slide here. Here are the results for the entire 5th grade. The results for the entire 5th grade is down. Proficiency is down to 25%, which is lower than it was at the beginning of the year. I'm sure these scores aren't surprising to anyone. To see real change in student achievement, there must be a multifaceted approach to the problem that restructures schools, that changes the organizational structure of schools so that there are experts, teacher supervisors on the hall working with teachers and students to make sure that effective research-based teaching is taking place, monitoring and participating in this teaching with the classroom teacher and the students, monitoring the teaching and seeing how often it takes place, how effective it is. This means that education researchers must begin to focus their research on studying effective teaching strategies for marginalized students. And there must be fair tests. Children can't be pushed to the margins in their schools, their communities, in the culture, and then be expected to perform on mainstream tests. We have to do better. We must do better. Thank you very much.